Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, starting off with the 144,000, which should be the ruling governing body in the kingdom of heaven, right? Which the 144,000 will be all men. They're the elite of the 1/3, right? The 1/3, the rest of them will be men, women, and children that will be believers here in America that will be saved. 2/3 of our people here in America will be destroyed, right? And you also have the rebels that are our people that are scattered abroad that will be destroyed, and you have the elect that scattered abroad that will be saved, right? That the Lord is going to beam up, right? Scattered. You know, the people in the world, they call us Black, Hispanic, Native American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, Haitian, Guatemala, Panamanians, Argentinians, and Chileans, right? Cubans. They call us these things ignorantly and willingly. You know, knowing the truth is out here, knowing that, you know, these other nations, a lot of them, they know the truth, especially the elites, should I say. They know who we are, right? But Dr. Brother Yeremia can get y'all with a quick lesson, as y'all can see from the time headlines. Your president, DJ Trump, you know, he says, you're a rube if you don't want a data center in your backyard. And these devils, man, they want that second HS-15 to come into play. They telling you F you to your face. What you gonna do about it? You know, and people, you should have been did something. It's too late to try to really do something now. Even though, you know, that spirit is gonna be out there eventually soon. You know, it's gonna get that bad to where people will start rebelling and all that stuff. But I mean, these devils, they've been planning and prepping for the downfall of this society for a long time. You know, so they got all the weapons, they got every technique to go against you devils, man. They're not scared of you people, man. You know, especially you jakes, they think you're gonna be able to fight against them using their own blessing. Their blessing is the sword, weaponry, right? Violence, that's their blessing. You know? But I wanna get this in right? This Isaiah 30 I want to get. Where it says the instruments of the churl are evil. And that's Esau. I think it's in Isaiah 30. Let me see. This is Isaiah 32 in verse 5. It says, the vile person, Esau Edom, shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful, right? This devil, he's not about abundance. He's not about prosperity. He's not about the masses of people. He wants to destroy the masses of his own people, right? This devil had something called the Georgia Guidestone. The Georgia Guidestones. You know, their own commandments, if you were, you know, you want to call it that, of what they want to do, and that was destroyed, you know, during 2020, during the pandemic, you know, and everything. So now, in everything that they're doing, they're just telling you, you know, F you. I mean, you know, like I was saying earlier, they do not care about what you think, you know, how you feel. They don't care. They're gonna do what they're gonna do because they know that they have but a short time. They know that the Israelites are waking up. They know that Yahushua, the true Savior, the Messiah, he's coming back to reclaim his throne, his kingdom, and he's coming back to dethrone them and put them out of power. And they're going to go into slavery. And he knows this place is going to get hit with nuclear missiles. These devils know these things, man. So that's why they're you know, they're proud the way they are, and they're telling people that they don't care. You know, and let it happen. Call hello, YASHAMIAHLA, man. You know, it's going to happen anyway. The scriptures speak about the NWO. Right? It doesn't say, you know, certain words. Obviously, the Bible was written way before, you know, America was here, actually, you know, in real time. But these devils do not care, man. You know, they do not care. That, you know, they're gonna end up hipping people. They're gonna keep doing things, man. It's gonna get to a certain point to where you're gonna need the Lord, man, if you're an Israelite, man. Let me go to Sirach 10. In verse 3, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right? And this man, he's destroying you people every which way imaginable. Right? if he understood his latter end, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. But he's ultimately not in control of himself, man. YASHAMIAHLA is making him destroy his own kingdom, you know, his own rulership. Ultimately, the Lord's going to make these Edomites and these other nations shoot missiles at each other, man. But mainly, these other nations are going to team up and shoot missiles over here to America when it's all said and done. You know, I know that picture was about the data centers, but this is the spirit that these rulers are in. They don't care about the people. They're tyrants, you know. But that's really a part of the Lord's judgment for just people in general, man. He's having them do what they do and, you know, not have no care and just be cutthroat. You Jakes that trust in this man and you want to get together with these heathen and you want this place to continue on, you about to see how cutthroat and how vile these people really are, man. The Lord's going to allow that to be fully exposed. It's going to be like slavery. But it's going to be worse because the scriptures say there's going to be a time like none other since there was before there was a nation. Daniel 12 verse 1. The time of great tribulation, which the scriptures don't say exactly how long, but the scriptures do say he's going to speed up the days for the elect's sake. So it ain't going to be 7 years like Christians say, 7 years of tribulation. No, the scriptures don't say that specifically. You know, but it does say, don't no man know of the hour nor day, but it doesn't give you an exact, you know, year and date and month and day and all that. Doesn't tell you. But all we know is that we're in a time of great judgment, mass casualty, and these things are normal, man. It's going to get way worse than this, right? There's going to be a time where ain't nobody going to be going to work, man. You ain't going to be able to just live in your house and watch TV, kick back and relax, play the game, whatever it is, you know, Jake do. You know, even you wicked niggas, you know, you ain't going to be able to do that. You're going to have to be on the run. You're going to have to be fighting. People are going to be fighting for food and this and that because these data centers, they're drying up all the water, right? The oceans, the rivers, the lakes, ponds, you know. These devils is attacking the food. They doing everything imaginable to get you people out of here, man. And this is affecting their own people. So that second Esdras 15 will eventually come into play, man. And here in America, you know, in the coming months, coming weeks, it's gonna ensue. It's gonna happen. All right, this is all the Lord's doing. Let's go back to the scriptures. Let's get Luke 12. Right, it's one of my favorite scriptures because, you know, Christians are people that are Christianity. They believe that the Lord is he's gonna bring all kisses and rainbows and he's gonna save everybody. No, the fuck he's not. You know, it's a lot from my language, but he ain't gonna save everybody. You people don't know the Lord, man. This is Luke 12 verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I have come to give peace on earth, I tell you, neighbor, rather division. And this place is completely divided from the government to the, you know, people under them, to the higher class, middle class. But that's not even really a middle class. That's just rich and poor now, really. I mean, everybody's divided. No matter what race you are, the Lord got everybody hating each other. And, you know, you have people that are more together, but, hey, that second Esdras 15 is going to come into play, man. Eventually, people are not going to care about what their rulers and leaders and people that are in the government say because they're doing them dirty, right? They're doing them dirty, right? And really, a lot of things, when the empire starts to decline and when it's about to be over with, the Lord allows these leaders, they pull all types of false flags, all types of stunts to piss the people off and to blame really the Israelites, because that's who they're going to come for. We the problem, right? But this is 2nd Esdras 15 in verse 14. It says, woe to the world, which means destruction and death, and them that dwell therein. Right, for the sword of destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. So eventually people are going to be out here in the streets, man. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you know. It's going to get to that point because there ain't going to be no food. These data centers, they affecting these things, all these different storms and everything that the Lord's bringing, you know. It's going to get to that point. I'm iron day sword. Everybody in America got a damn gun damn near. Everybody got a gun. And there's going to be other weapons people use too. Swords, daggers, knives, machetes. You know, you got all types of gangs, people that are malicious, running in groups and packs. Hey, this about to get real bad out here, man. Right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. You see that? This is going to happen. And these things happen while society's functioning. You got people that rob people that hit licks, as Jake says. You know, people that take people out. You know, these things are happening while society's still up and running. Imagine when there's no food. People can't, you know, get their basic necessities. There's going to be people doing this that you never would have thought was doing this. And you always have them weirdos. You have people that are alive right now that live normal lives. They think about these type of things. They think about these scenarios. They can't wait for these type of things to happen, so they can get their hands on somebody. Or you Jakes? You know, our people, these other nations hate us, man. You know, they may be cool with you. They may act like they like you, but they don't like you, man. You piss them off, you're gonna see what they really about, right? But it says, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Hey, DJ Trump eventually is gonna get to that point. They wanted to get to that point so they can enforce martial law, right, and bring in their solution. Chip, that's gonna happen, definitely. You know, I can see in the next couple months. I can see that happening. You know, at the end of this year, next year. Hopefully, we don't have, you know, too much longer, but you know, we hasten the day of the Lord. And it says, in the course of the ASSHUR shall stand in their power, and man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Well, how is that going to happen? Because blockades, power. They talking about power outages. These data centers take up a lot of electricity too. So these devils, they don't care about what you people got to say. So eventually, these people gonna start doing shit, man, and it's gonna get worse and worse. Right? It says, for because of their pride, the city should be troubled, right? Because people's pride, the house should be destroyed, and men should be afraid, right? It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread for great tribulation. And all these things are pretty much here, man. We don't have 10 years, 5 years, you know. We know, like, what the hell? You know, you niggas is fucking dumb thinking like that. This your president, your leader, the nigga that you trust in, he's literally telling you F you to your face. What you gonna do about it? And if you do something, you know, they're gonna arrest you. You know, you say certain things about certain groups of people, they gonna come to your house, take money out, you know, take your money from your account. Matter of fact, I looked up that word rube, and this is what it means. It says a rube is an informal, often insulting American slang term for uneducated or unsophisticated person from a rural area, right? You know, because they build a lot of these data centers. Not really, they are building them in cities, like big cities, urban areas, but you know, they need like large plots of land to build them too. So they build a lot of these in areas right outside cities. So you could say directly in rural areas, but you know, this is how the president looks at you people, man. You know, somebody who's dumb, basically. I mean, you know, they don't care for it. They looking down on you. And this is your president, though. You know, talking like this. And it ain't gonna get better, man. It's gonna get worse, man. We keep telling you. So, I just want to do a quick video on this, man. You know, hey, look out for more prophecy. Look out for more death, more destruction, because it's gonna increase. Right? And you Jakes, you ain't gonna save yourself, man. You gonna suffer, man. You gonna die. You know, we need YASHAMIAHLA, man. You know, there's no way around it. You know, hey, the scriptures say the elect is not going to depend on, you know, this man anymore. Lean upon him that smote him. That's what the scriptures say. But the 2/3 of our people in America, they're going to bow down because they don't have faith. You know, they don't have faith, so they're going to bow down, you know, to Esau. And the Lord's going to put their spirit in them to do that. They can talk all the shit they want right now, but they're going to bow down. They're going to get scared. They're going to be afraid. All these things. When this devil comes for our people, man. You know? But, hey, I made it to my destination. Hey, Lord willing, you know, brothers and sisters, you keep the faith. You know, we almost up out of here. Things are happening. But Yahushua is with the Lord's elect, man. The angels are around us. So, keep that in your mind. Hey, don't be worried about these devils, man, and these people out here, man. Let them do what they're going to do. You know, but with that, I'm going to close out. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kawadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, we want to say, Abba, Shalom.